This generation sucks. Obviously, the dating apps are trash. Just put it there. A lot of men nowadays don't know what they want, and a lot of men just have so many opinions of what a woman should do and should be and how they should move. You want to be a woman, just say that. Today we're doing a different kind of video, something new, something recommended by a good friend of mine, most wanted by many. The answer to this one question, why am I single? Why am I single? I don't really have like any, it's just gonna be a conversation between me and y'all as to why I'm single. As you guys know, I recently came back from a trip from Hawaii, and it's, Sia, who flew you out? Somebody must have bought your ticket. Somebody must have did this. Somebody must have did that. Who is he? Who is he? Who is this man? Who you got out there? Who you know out there? Who you going to see? All of these questions. Newsflash. It was all me, babes. It was all me. I don't have a man. I am single. SINGLE. Literally. And I've never had a boyfriend. Oh, isn't that tea? Yes, me. I've never had a boyfriend. Now, a lot of the time I get a lot of questions about it. Like, oh, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful, this, that, and third. Why don't you have a man? Why don't you want a man? Da, 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 da. Let's get into it. First, let me start off by saying, yes, I have been in several talking stages, but none of them have ever led up to being asked. And the number one thing I'm not going to do is play pretend. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to assume none of that. If a guy wants me, he's going to ask me to be his. And that's just period. That's like rule of thumb. Come on, like who doesn't know that? Common sense at its finest. So in that event that I have never been asked out, or no one has ever asked me to be their girlfriend, that is why I say I have never had a boyfriend. Of course, you go through talking stages. Do they become successful? For me, no. They don't. A lot of that has to do with my career. That's a big part of it. I'm an actress, dancer, and model. So with that being a thing, right now I don't have an agent, I don't have a manager, I don't have anybody on my team, I don't have a team or anything like that. So I grind hard for everything I've done. Every show I've been on, every set I've walked, everything came from me. And with that comes a lot of dedication and a lot of my time. Social media has created this whole thing about like, just these crazy expectations is what has created a lot of people to like, think a certain way. Like, oh, texting. Let's talk about that. Have to text me like ever so often, and even though if I might have wanted to, or I definitely want to, I physically cannot, because I'm spending a lot of my time now like hitting it. Hit. I don't get to communicate in that way. And a lot of the time, people are always going to be like, yeah, you make time for who you want to talk to. And of course I do. It's just my time doesn't look like your time, or your time doesn't look like my time. A lot of people don't understand the level of work that I go through. A lot of the people that I've dated, talked to, weren't in the line of work or industry that I was in. It wasn't like that type of artistry, so I don't feel like they understood. And I feel like that's a big thing for me too now, that I understand and see why other artists date other artists, is because you have that level of understanding, and that's one less thing that you don't have to worry about. Also, I've been through my fair share of moments where I have experienced the feeling of depression, or I've had traumatic experiences in my life which kind of hindered me even like caring or thinking about men. Never put my mind into it. But let's backtrack. Growing up, I lived with my dad a lot of the majority of my life. I was like one of them people, like, one, shout out to him because it put me up on game. You know, he showed me a lot, told me a lot about guys in general that kind of like painted my picture anyway. And then he just was like the kind of person that is like, you know, boys derail little girls' hearts. Growing up into that kind of thing where he's just like, you know, you don't need to be paying attention to that. You don't need to be worrying about that. You know what I'm saying? Get your education, do this, do that. It never came by me to really care. And then I also didn't have a mother figure in my life, you know, to like have those conversations with and be like, you know, it's okay to talk about guys or whatever. Like at a certain point in time, I didn't have a mother figure. But as I progressed in my life and got older and stuff like that, I started to have more mother figures, and it allowed me to be more comfortable with even talking about guys. Growing up, a lot of people thought I was gay. Gay! I was one of the tom girls. I never wore skirts. I always dressed like a boy. Part of my dad's fault. He dressed me like a whole dude. A whole little boy. I hung around them. I played sports with them. I wanted to get down and dirty like them. I didn't really, you know, think about it. I didn't really think about it like, oh, you know, you got the cooties. You know, that's kind of how I was. It wasn't really until like ending of middle school where I started being like, oh yeah, he's cute. Like actually physically saying it. Because maybe I would have thought it, but I never went to anybody and be like, oh, he's cute, or I like him. And every time like somebody in my family, like my sisters or my cousins asked me, I felt awkward about it. I just felt awkward about talking about it. So I never talked about it. Now that we got the little whole childhood thing down pat, you kind of see a little bit of why, like when I was younger, I didn't really care to have a boyfriend. And I was always so focused on my schoolwork. I had a level of focus so bad that it was instilled in me because of my foreign parent. My dad is West African. I didn't even care. I wasn't curious in that way. I never was curious in that way. And then like the people or the, you know, kids that I went to school with, it was just like, I wouldn't want you. That's how I thought. Anyway, done with that. That is the beginning sector of why I never had a boyfriend when I was younger. Cool. Now I'm at a point where it's just like, cool, you know, I'm in my femininity. Like, why can I say that? And I'm in it, you know, dressing like, you know, a girly girl, I guess you could say, or, you know, really, you know, embracing my style and getting into it. Yeah, before I look like you don't even want to know what I look like. Aside from it being a career thing, it's also, I have high standards. Like, without a doubt, I have high standards. And high standards don't look like, oh, you have to have so much money and this, that, and the third. It's just the level of thinking and the process, you know, for me is just different. I seek certain things, goals, have some form of path or direction of where you want to go. I'm always told that I have high standards, but also a lot of it has to do with your intellect. I can't date somebody that's not on the same intellectual level as me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still in the era where, like, I love to read. Y'all, like, I have books now and I'm starting to read, like, because when I was younger, I loved reading so much. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I'm talking about Dork Diaries. I'm talking about Harry Potter. I'm talking about Breaking Dawn, Twilight. You know, the whole Twilight series. Like, I love reading, like whether it was for fantasy or whether it was like to educate myself. I love that. I'm not saying that the person has to read all the time. I love having intellectual conversations. So like, are you able to keep up in that manner? That does lack nowadays. So now let's get into this generation sucks. That's a big one. That's a really huge one. This generation in dating, the realm sucks. It is terrible. It is bad. Really bad. Also, certain stuff doesn't impress me. The things that guys may think are like impressive and stuff like that, like having a lot of money. What does that have to do with anything? What is that? Why? Why do you like, oh, I got money. Yeah, me too, sir. Next. Get out of here. Within the path, a lot of it, like, there was even points where I just was not there, where I looked even that way. What do you guys think are some reasons why you aren't in a relationship now, or things that you thought about before you got into the relationship that you're in that just made you discouraged? I'm not saying I am discouraged. I feel like there are good men out there, and one day I'm gonna find me. It might be this year, who knows? But as of right now, and then there's this also thing where, like, I felt like I found the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I found the one and didn't. Several times. Some things, like, just be so icky. Somebody can do something, or a guy could do something, just be like, and if they keep doing it, they'll be like, ugh. And if they keep doing it, I'm like, okay, wrap it up. That also played a lot of it. So, like, I don't go looking. I used to be like, oh, I want one, and this, that, and the third. I have been on dating apps. Okay, let's talk about that. I didn't go on a dating app solely to find my soulmate and fall in love and walk into the moonlight. No. It all started off as a dare between my friends, and because everybody just wants to see me prosper with a man. My friends are like, when are you gonna find a man? Who's that you're talking to? Is that hello? Like, when are we gonna quickly? And my whole thing is just like I said, I thought I found a one, but I never found a one. But anyway, so I was dared to download Tinder at one point, and I did. And it was actually very, very weird because I was actually making networking connections on there. Because I was actress, dancer, model in there. Every bio that I have, I've done that for it. One day I'm clearing out my phone, because if you know, I have so many apps on my phone, it's ridiculous. I need to do a cleanse of apps right now. So I was going through my apps, deleting stuff, deleting photos, doing the whole little cleansing until I couldn't do it anymore. I came across Tinder. And I was like, let's see about here. So after I had been dared, I still had the app on my phone. Then I went and I was looking. I was actually swiping to see, like, yep. I was like, no. Yep. And then it didn't go anywhere. Obviously, the dating apps are trash. Just put it there. This dating life is so hard. No, I'm just playing. People say dating apps are trash. They are. Don't do it. Mm-mm. So all of those things, I feel like, play a huge part into it. One, like, how I grew up. Because, like, I feel like if you had a mother, she's like the one that's like, like, it's okay to date somebody, it's okay to like somebody, or you like somebody, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's more that than what my dad was like, no, I hate niggas. nigga shit. That plays a huge part in how I grew up. I feel like, secondly, a huge thing is my career. Thirdly, I feel like this generation and dating just is bad. People date with no purpose. I don't think like, oh, I just want a man for the winter time to cozy and cuddle up with, or it's the summer, so I'm not gonna have a man. I make sure I'm not gonna have a man. But then after the summer, I'm gonna make sure I have a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just be so weird like that. Like, people, if you're that person, it's okay. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like a lot of it has no purpose. And let's dive into that. A lot of guys too like to play around. They play a lot. If you ask a dude what he's looking for and he says he doesn't know, run. Run as fast as you can. 9 times out of 10, They don't want a relationship. They just want someone they can talk to and play the role without an actual title. Yeah, it's a title, but at the end of the day, when you put that on there, then it's serious. It's serious. A lot of men nowadays don't know what they want, and a lot of men just have so many opinions of what a woman should do and should be and how they should move. You want to be a woman, just say that. If you want to take my spot, just go ahead. It's 2025. It's 2025. You have more than enough room where nobody really shames you for real. As long as you be, mind your business. Mind your business and don't say shh. At the end of the day, like, because I don't be looking, like, I really have gotten to a point, if it happens, if I come across somebody and that's what it turns into, cool. But it's just like, it's not like I feel like at this point in my life, I would die without it. I feel like you shouldn't get into a relationship if you feel like you need someone else to create something for you. You should already be happy, meet someone else who also is happy, and then create more happiness together. Not, I'm depressed, I'm gonna go find someone who probably is happy or just as depressed as me. It doesn't work. I'm not mad. I like where I'm at right now because I'm just goal oriented. But of course in the future I would love to have family. I would love, to create, something new and different outside of what I had, because I didn't have a lot of family around. But I would love to, change that for my family bloodline and be like, more family. But what is very funny? What is very funny is a lot of people come to me for dating advice. That's another thing. I don't have to experience something in order to know that I don't need that in my life. Let's just say, for example, a guy cheats. Absolutely not. Once you cheat, that is it. That a lot has to do with other relationships that I have seen. If you allow a man to think that it's okay for him to do it because you have accepted him, he's gonna go ahead and do it again. That's how I think. But it's so funny and ironic, and I joke about it all the time about how I've never had a boyfriend yet. I give the best dating advice, that because a lot of it also too is unbiased. I should actually ask some of my friends like why they would come to me for dating advice. Matter of fact, let's see. Let me FaceTime somebody. Give me one moment. Okay. The first victim. He's probably gonna say some stupid. He probably will answer. Oh, he's probably at work, actually. He's probably not gonna answer. Oh, I lied. Hello.
Miss Kawisha.
What are you doing?
She just got back from work.
Exactly. I had a feeling. I thought you were still there. But I got a question. Are you ready for the question? Would you come to me for dating advice?
No.
Why?
Because you're younger than me.
Bruh. You're slow. On some realness. Would you or would you not?
No, I would not.
Okay, why?
I don't think I know you well enough just yet.
Okay, that's fair.
To speak openly and vulnerably about it. And then also, I would more than likely talk to a guy first about dating than I would about a girl.
Why? Why is that?
But because I believe that women typically have this idea of what they want and this archetype of what they want. However, it seems that they don't ever seem to follow it. So I'd rather just talk to guys who've been through situations in which specific situations and how they dealt with it. It's just better that way.
Okay.
Because guys will go through things and we think about things a certain way, and girls have a reaction towards that, and so guys will put that guys have to do a better job of putting things in the memory bank of how to do better the next time. And so I would rather go to that guy and be like, okay, this is how I should act in this situation. Whereas going to a girl about it, I don't think I would really get a clear-cut answer of what I should probably do. I'll just get a bunch of just, well, this and this and that, and maybe this, maybe that. I don't, maybe that. Just give me something. That makes sense.
Okay, that doesn't make sense. I feel like the people who have asked me for dating advice are not answering the phone.
Hey, Miss Miriam.
Hi!
You look so cute.
Thank you. How are you doing? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just getting ready to go to my modeling coaching class.
Period. I know that is right. How's it going where you are?
Girl, it's crazy. It's cold.
I bet. I
Girl,
bet.
it is so cold.
I bet. Okay. I'm not gonna hold you up. I do very much so want to chop it up with you, but I got a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, would you come to me for dating advice?
Would I come to you for dating advice?
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, we've talked about relationships before, and I feel like, especially when I was like, or we really talked about friendships, but I mean, I feel like friendships lead into relationships.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I would say, yeah, why not?
Okay, so what makes you say that? Like, why? Because I know we have talked about relationships before, and I kind of like given input and stuff like that, but like, what makes you like think I would be a good person to talk about it?
Why would I think you're a good person to talk about it?
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like you're not afraid to, like, see a red flag and say something about a red flag more openly than others.
Mm-hmm.
People might see it, but then they're like, yeah, you might want to consider this, but you're like, no, girl, like this. Do you not see this man doing X, Y, and Z and rah, to you?
Okay.
Like that's what you really need to be looking at, and not looking at all the coaxing that he's doing, because at the end of the day, you're not here to be coaxed. Like, that's the hoax if you're coaxed.
Period.
I would also say, I don't know, I just feel like also people want someone who is going to be honest with them, and no matter, like, just want somebody who's going to be honest with them, or who is going to see the same level of, or is going to have the same level of discernment, or even more discernment than what they themselves, like, have.
Yeah.
And I can say that you have a pretty good level of discernment for relationships, or even like business ventures and things like that. Like, just relational in general. Like, you have good discernment on whether someone or something is going to really benefit you or take you away from what your goals are or what you say you want.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, and I think that's what has keeping you safe from, like, you know, continuously being heartbroken, or continuously being in relationships which in the end would not be beneficial to you in any way, shape, or form, outside of just scratching an itch, which is not something that we should, as people, you know, be devoting or discerning our relational endeavors on. Like, that's not something that we should be doing. So,
Right.
yeah, and I think that's why.
Hello.
Wazam. A question for you.
I'm answer. Would I ask you for dating advice?
Yeah.
I'd ask you.
Why?
I mean, you haven't been in the most relationships, but you give great advice and insight. So
Okay.
I'd ask you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. In what certain aspects would you trust my insight on, knowing that I've never been in a relationship?
I think I would come to you for a perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like if I needed an outside looking in perspective, right? Because I feel like it's easy. I feel like it's easy to see things the way that you want to see it when you're involved with someone, and you're not seeing it from the opposing person. But it doesn't get any more realer than having someone else observe what's going on, let alone hear it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people need that, you know, because now it's an eye opener to you and them.
Type. Okay, that's cool. So, there you have it, folks. There you have it. Yes, very much so.
Hello.
Okay, let me call. My friend called me back, so we're gonna talk to him and we're gonna ask him what he thinks. He better answer, because it was just a minute ago. It wasn't even that long ago. What you doing?
Whoa, hey.
I'm dead. You're freaking stupid. Anyway, question. I got a question for you. Would you come to me for dating advice?
Me? For myself?
Just in general, like just in dating advice in general, would I be a person that you would go to?
No.
Why?
Because we ain't been in a relationship.
What you said? Because I haven't been in a relationship?
Yeah.
What did you say? Oh.
Now, if we talking about emotional shit, like emotionally intelligent shit, yeah.
Okay. So if it's emotionally intelligently involved, then you would come to me, but you wouldn't come to me otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what should I do? What? Nah.
Really?
I don't think a girl should come to you for that.
You don't think a girl should come to me
what
for
I
that?
think a girl should come to you for, like, if it's a girl coming to you for dating advice, I think it should be shit related to red flags in a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like somebody who already been in it and like if it's they already been in a relationship for a while and no.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Huh. Okay. That's cool. I wouldn't expect you to ask me really, because I don't know. I wouldn't expect you to ask me. That's all I gotta say.
Why not? You're not gonna say a reason?
Because I don't think I don't know. I just wouldn't expect you to. I feel like you would go to a guy before you would go to me. A girl in general. I feel like you would go to a guy. But I feel like, I don't know. Because, okay, I'm making a video right now. Say hey to the vlog.
Hello, order you.
I'm screaming. And I'm talking about why I'm single. And I said, because a lot of people do ask me for advice. And it's ironic and funny. And I make a joke out of it all the time because of the fact that I don't have a boyfriend. But people come to me. And a lot of the reason I have gotten in the past is, because I'm unbiased. I've gotten, because like my capability to basically see another side is good or whatever. And then like emotionally
intelligent.
intelligent.
I would add in too because you strong minded when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, bullshit. So that's one of the reasons you unbiased. So that's what I would say, type shit.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know. I wanted to see. You've never asked me for advice. I was really trying to get people who have asked me for advice why they have asked me in the past, because that would have made more sense. But I just wanted to know, like, well, since I can't get those people on the phone, would you, and why would you? That was. But yeah, so there you got it, folks. He said no. Two guys have told me no.
I don't think no nigga should go to no girl for dating advice for real.
I
That's just
do.
my opinion.
I do. Because we don't only want, like, why would you go to another? I mean, unless it's like something you did as a guy and it's a guy-related issue. Like, a lot of guys can't see from a girl's perspective. So I feel like it's important to ask a girl.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I forgot. I can't.
You can. You can do it. So that's another reason why I would see you going to another guy. But as a guy who lacks emotional intelligence, they should go to a woman and be like, well, why did she react this way? Or why? And they'll be like, well, look at it this way. You know what I'm saying? But this was a good video. I like this video. I like how it came out. I liked about the stuff that I talked about.
What made you record this?
You did. Oh yeah, this guys. This is the culprit. He's the guy who went ahead and I told them at the beginning of the video that you had suggested this anyway. So this is the one, y'all.
Hey man, y'all, bro. You feel me? This is what you're meant to be doing.
Look, I'm about to start a situation. I'm about to bring it to the base. Like if I put up bull, I get the whole thing. I'm just trying to be up in the know, just like a no rain. Girl, it's raining outside. You want me to put away my pride.